What's up, fragrance family? Tommy with Studio Sense here on yet another edition of What's Happening in Men's Fragrance. Now, your and my favorite designers may have ended 2023 with a bang, but they started 2024 with some major velocity, and it doesn't look like they're going to slow down anytime soon because we have a ton of new releases that are coming out, and that's what we're going to talk about today on this edition of What's Happening in Men's Fragrance. One of my favorite topics on this channel because we get to talk about the new coming out.
Whether you're a fan of this guy right here,
or any of their flankers, you're going to be really happy with today's episode. These individual families of fragrances, the mom and dad's been getting busy because we got babies coming on the way, some flankers that are going to be coming out of these that I'm going to have to do this in 2 separate episodes. So without wasting any more of your time and mine, let's get into what's happening in men's fragrance right after this brief intro. Don't go anywhere. Got that and more coming up, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of What's Happening in Men's Fragrance. This would be a very long video if I did all of them, so I'm kind of splitting them between 6 in this video and 5 in tomorrow's video. So let's dig into what's new. And this fragrance that we're going to be talking about is a flanker of the very popular Yves Saint Laurent Y. This, in fact, is the latest flanker, Y Eau de Parfum Intense. And if you're at all a fan of Y, you're going to be really happy about this announcement. Just like the people that were a fan of Sauvage were happy to hear about Sauvage Elixir, Yves Saint Laurent has decided to release, not shockingly or surprisingly, Y the Elixir. That's not what it's called. It's just called Y Elixir. It's going to actually feature contrasts of light and dark in terms of the notes. It's going to have that same sharp signature design that you're used to in the bottle with that Y wrapping around the side. This time they're saying it's going to feature a metallic blue opus. The new bottle is going to catch light through the elegant, translucent new shade of blue, metallic blue, kind of new Y hue that is going to be featuring, new Y hue. So that's going to be cool. I really like the signature style of Y, so the bottle is going to look great. But what about the fragrance itself? What notes is it going to be featuring in Y Elixir? Y Elixir is going to be the quintessential fragrance for the self-accomplished man, a new opus with the highest concentration of Y, a timeless intensity. The iconic dark and white fougere blends with exceptional ingredients of perfumery in this new juice crafted by master perfumer Dominique Ropillon. Its classification is that of a woody aromatic fougere. The top is going to be featuring a Diva lavender from Provence that's specifically created for the Y line. Moroccan geranium from the Aurica Community Gardens is what's going to be featured in the heart. It's where that specific note comes from. And in fact, to ensure this specific type of freshness, the quality of freshness, they pick it at like 9:40 a.m. specifically. Not even kidding, 9:40 a.m. And in that way, they've encapsulated or captured, I guess you could say, the freshness. And a warm, resinous, sumptuous, dark accord combination of oud and frankincense is going to be featured in the base. Along with dark and enigmatic, sensual, leathery facets will be there as well. So there you have it, guys. Lavender, geranium, oud, and frankincense are going to be the primary, I can't say trifecta because that's 4 notes, that the 4 notes that are going to be featured or highlighted by Y Elixir. In terms of bottle size, 60 ml bottle. For all of you out there that are really liking this new Elixir trend, the heavier concentration of oils, a fragrance that seems to last a lot longer and create a much more voluminous scent trail or bubble, you'll be really happy to know that Y Elixir from Yves Saint Laurent is on its way. For those of you that enjoy Burberry Hero and then Burberry Hero the Eau de Parfum, now, of course, there is Burberry Hero the Parfum edition. So Burberry Hero Parfum. Burberry Hero Parfum's classification is that of an amber woody fragrance. It's going to feature a top note of amorous. In the heart is going to have cedarwood, and in the base, cypriol oil or nagarmatha. So really pretty much more of the same. The EDP is more of an intense, dark, richer, lightly sweet version of the Hero woody DNA. Heavier woods, denser woods, you know, it's going to be a very dense forest, this Burberry Hero Parfum. But I, for one, am looking forward to that one. I think it's going to be really good. So for those of you that have really enjoyed the Hero line, and there are many out there, Hero is Burberry's best-selling fragrance right now, at least for men. Be on the lookout for Burberry Hero the Parfum edition. You got to wade through the Parfum edition first, though, before we get that elixir. I have zero doubts that Burberry is working on an elixir. I'll watch them prove me wrong by not doing it, but I feel like since everything is trending in that direction, we have but to wait just a few more months and they'll announce the elixir version of Hero. But before that, you can get Hero Parfum edition in 50ml, 100ml, and 150. Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male is one of those that has an innumerable amount of flankers. It's one of the few lines of fragrance for men that I feel like most of them are hits instead of misses. Some of them are just meh, and some of them are outstanding. This one I'm really looking forward to. Jean Paul Gaultier is going to add another sailor to the ship, and that is Le Male Lover Eau de Parfum. So Le Male Lover is going to be an Eau de Parfum concentrated fragrance. Classification is that of an amber aquatic fragrance. Kind of an odd combination there. You don't typically see amber and aquatics together. That's why I'm looking forward to this one. Not only is it going to be featuring some awesome notes, before we talk about the notes, let's look at the body of the fragrance. This is a fantastic presentation. At least I think everybody loves tattoos, right? Whether you have them on your body or not, it doesn't matter. I think everybody can appreciate the artistic value of tattoos, and specifically on this bottle, a tattooed sailor is going to look great sitting on the shelf. This dark contrast of a deeper oceanic blue along with the black ink on the body of the fragrance is going to be epic, I think. Le Male Lover EDP is going to be an exclusive limited edition. Unfortunately, I don't like the words limited edition because that means it's only going to be available for a short time or a short run. Now, depending upon how that run does, how good it does, will dictate whether or not there are more in the future and it just becomes a regular part of the line. But for now, it is a limited edition. Le Male Lover is going to feature notes of white pepper, finger lime, ambergris or ambroxan, woody notes, and amber, along with a good portion of vanilla. You've got your light aquatic side with your amber and resinous side. I think this is going to be really cool and quite different addition to the Le Male line. So for you Le Male flanker collectors or JPG lovers out there, be on the lookout for this new limited edition, Le Male Lover EDP. You have fragrance designers like Calvin Klein who just pump out a ton of fragrances. A few of them are really good. Most of them are just okay. And then you have designers like Bvlgair who really put some thought into what they produce because they don't just throw out a fragrance every quarter. The original Bvlgair Pour Homme was produced many years ago, and finally we're getting its flanker. Now we're going to be getting Bvlgair Pour Homme Eau de Parfum. Bvlgair Pour Homme EDP is going to be an elegantly crafted, woody, floral, musky fragrance. In fact, that's its classification. It's going to have kind of the original DNA, but highlight the herbal and spicy facets in this new rendition. So it was 1996 when the original Bvlgair Pour Homme was produced, and now we're getting Bvlgair Pour Homme Eau de Parfum finally. Bvlgair Pour Homme, or what I'll refer to as BPH EDP from now on. BPH EDP is going to have in the top, it's going to feature a tea and ginger note combination. In the heart, we have more tea with Ceylon tea extract and then a guaiac wood essence, which is similar to extract. So it's going to be more tea and woody. In the base is where we get the musk. There's going to be a musk accord and an ambrette seed absolute accord. So basically, along with the original 1996 woody floral, we're going to get added to that the herbal and spicy. More of a combination. Is going to be a bit more complex, a little bit deeper, denser, and heavier of a fragrance. Of course, closer to the skin as an EDP. So for those of you that liked the original or that like the original 1996 BPH, be on the lookout for Bvlgair Pour Homme Eau de Parfum. Far be it from me to say that Hugo Boss doesn't jump on the bandwagon when it comes to trends. They do it, and they do it quick, and they do it many times. Recently, Hugo Boss featured the scent elixir. Before that, they had Boss bottled the elixir. Now there's another Boss bottle that's going to be an elixir, only this is a new name. It's going to be Boss Bottled Triumph Elixir. This is kind of a medium blue oceanic bottle that kind of reminds me of Boss Bottled Infinite, only instead of the juice being blue, it's the glass that's going to be blue this time. The juice may be blue too, but I don't know that yet. But don't let the name fool you. It's not going to be an oceanic fragrance. This ambery green scent is going to open with top notes of violet leaf, followed by a woody heart of vetiver essence. Patchouli essence leaves an earthy imprint at the base. So violet leaf, vetiver, patchouli. So herbal spicy. Remember Boss Bottle Unlimited in the white bottle? I really like that. That's kind of a herbal spicy version of the Boss Bottle DNA. I feel like Triumph Elixir is going to take that even further and punch through those herbal spicy lines. They've done soccer before with the Boss Bottle line. Now they're doing it again, which is cool because, you know, whatever, sport-based fragrance. I don't think it's going to be a sport fragrance. It's just going to be, you know, soccer-based in the idea, and the idea of triumph and winning, of course, combines the rich base of Boss Bottle Elixir with uplifting fresh notes. Discover a unique intensity, the potency of an elixir, coupled with a captivating vibrancy and freshness. From the notes, we can kind of divine that it's going to be an herbal, spicy version of the Boss Bottle DNA, which I, for one, think is going to be a little bit more unique. And as an elixir, can't wait to try that out. Be on the lookout then. For those of you that are Hugo Boss fans or Boss Bottled fans, check out Boss Bottled Triumph Elixir when it comes out. Remember this guy when it first came out? It's not been out super long. This is Montblanc Legend Red, and there are several Montblanc Legend flankers. There are several that just kind of sit there and don't do much of anything. They're good fragrances, but they don't fly off the shelf. This one does pretty decent, but there is another that's coming that I think is going to do really well. I think it's going to be, it's either going to do really well at first, or it's going to be a slow burn until it's just a classic fragrance. And that is Montblanc Legend Blue. That's right. Heretofore, they've not released a blue version of the Legend DNA. And finally, we're going to get it. Legend Blue Eau de Parfum celebrates the charismatic, sensual, and confident man. Of course, Montblanc Legend Blue's classification is that of an aromatic, woody, fresh fragrance for men, featuring top notes of peppermint and lavender, heart notes of cedarwood and sandalwood, and a base of ambroxan and musk. And here's why I think this is going to be a really popular scent, and why I think everybody's going to like it. It's got fresh notes in the top, woody notes in the heart, and a base that's going to sublimate the top and mid and just push it and make it last longer. Have a great scent bubble. So I think Montblanc Legend Blue is going to be one to look out for in this list of new releases that I'm talking about today, as kind of the dark horse maybe that'll do really good either at first or after a while. Either way, I think it's going to be successful, and so I'm stoked about it. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll definitely buy it and give you guys my first impressions. In fact, when I get all of these, when they come out, I'll give you guys my first impressions, my first-hand experience on them, talk about their performance and which ones I feel like you might be interested in, or maybe which ones to avoid. But I put a lot of faith in all of these that I talked about today. I think all of them have the capability of doing really well out there in the marketplace, and even in the fragrance community, which is a bit more critical, has a bit more of a critical nose than just your average Joe out there. Well, guys, that's it for today's episode of What's Happening in Men's Fragrance, but stay tuned because tomorrow we're going to do part 2, and we've got 5 more fragrances to talk about. And if I see something that I missed that's coming out, I'll just add it to the queue and we'll talk about it tomorrow as well. Let everyone know in the comments which fragrance that we talked about in today's video, which one you're looking forward to coming out most, which one you think you're going to buy, and why. Again, thanks so much for tuning in today, and as always, thank you so much for your continued support of my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow with part 2.